Hey YouTube! Yeah, so this is not, it's not another Judge Death video, but this, I put a fuzz pedal in a bass, which was a total success. Well, what I'm now going to do is, I've got this wee Encore guitar I had last week where I put a black scratch plate on it and a Wilkinson humbucker in it. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to put that down. I'm going to put this rat pedal in it. So this is a Dist 3 from Temu. It's basically a rat pedal. You can tell that because in fact it's got a vintage and turbo switch on it. Wee things about these which I'm now starting to notice. See the one that I put in this one here. I did change the knobs on it, right? But it did have quite big knobs. And there's, whereas a few of these, the other ones have got that one as well. It's like it's only a wee knob, and a wee bit with this one here. The one that you really need a lot of is the filter, and it's a little bit stiff, and it's a wee bit wee, and see, because it's really close next to this switch. So I'm going to put it in anyway, but I think there's a possibility that I'll be taking this switch out. I'll set it so it's permanently on vintage mode, and then remove it, and that means that I might be able to put actually knobs, because these ones, the wee pedal ones often have a wee grub screw on them. I might be able to put a proper knob on it. So the plan is it's going there, basically. I do have to be a wee bit concerned with this, where this starts to curve. So I've got to get whatever metal plate I put in, and I'm just going to do the same sort of thing I did with that one, where I'm a bit of metal. I'm going to drill holes in it to take the pedal through the front, and then it'll be wider. And things I've learnt from this one is it's quite tight all the way around. So basically, it's not going to be as small as this. I'm going to make it an extra, 10mm overall wide, which will just mean that I can cut the hole that goes through the right out the guitar without having to go around these, because actually I angle grinded these bits off the last one just to make it fix. I couldn't bother drilling it out anymore. So it's got to be, the hole's got to be wide enough to take these sockets. Yeah, I'm going to cut it out of this. This is a Line 6 amp chassis thing, which I've been stealing various bits off for ages. Like all the disconnecting headphone sockets and all that stuff. So basically I'm just going to cut this out, and I'm going to cut out a piece of metal, I guess that kind of size. Just like, maybe 10mm all the way around this pedal. And then I'm thinking, rather than routing it, I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible. I do have the GoPro, so hopefully this will be intercepted with me and the thing doing it. I'm doing this pure butcher style. So I don't even want to take the guitar to bits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this square that I need. This is not the right size, but basically that kind of thing. Draw this square, and then I'm going to use Forstner bits, and then I'm going to drill out the four corners all the way through the guitar. Need to be a wee bit further back than that. Yeah, I need to watch out that it doesn't interfere with this. There's room. Yeah, so I'm just going to drill it all the way through the guitar, so it's like four big holes, and then I'm going to flip it upside down, get the jigsaw, and then square them out. So basically what I'm going to have is a big square hole that doesn't need routed. I've just basically drilled four big holes in the corners, and then joined the things up with a jigsaw. And then I'll get the plate I'm talking about putting on the front. I'll just cut one exactly the same and put that in the back. And I'm hoping that the battery fits in there. Behind it. If it doesn't, I'll deal with it. Maybe it'll go in here, might go in here. You can actually buy battery. I saw them in Temu. You can buy battery boxes for like £1.50 or something like that. So I might do that properly. I kind of want to take this to download. I just think this guitar, it's awful good, but it's just like having a rat pedal in it would be pretty damn cool, because I use the rat pedal all the time. I'm just thinking it might. Also, I'm thinking I can't really get a pure amazing sound out of the wee Roland Cube guitar amp. I can get a great clean sound and a great jazz chorusy sound, but I can't. The distortion's all a bit shit. But I think, see, just by the fact that this has got controls on it, like especially that filter thing, and you can fine tune it, I think it might actually sound pretty, might make it sound pretty good. Like use a rat pedal, not the way I normally use a rat pedal. I normally use the rat pedal, I just put everything at 12 o'clock and stomp on it. Whereas actually use it to try and create, you know, as a sculpting tool. Anyway, I'll show you. You'll see some brutalism when I'm going to chop this up. Shouldn't take too long. Angle grinding. Not made any plans here. Just going to cut this into bits somehow. Not really thought about it. Doing that one here. Let's not have wedges of metal on my eyes. So keeping these bits just for the sake of it. Yep. Right, what I need now is some dimensions. Hey, another camera angle, so now probably another volume level as well. So I've just cut this piece of metal, a strip to bits. Going to see about doing that. I'm looking at this one here. So this one I've made it. It's kind of just the size it happened to be actually. So it's like, it's not as much as 50 wide. So if I made it 60 wide, and then lengthwise I think it was kind of alright. Maybe make it 110, 60 by 110 maybe. See how that looks. And we've got a straight edge there, relatively straight. So basically if I just make that 60 by 110, so 110 up. I think it's not. Try to get more than one out of it, but yeah, no. It's got to be this way. 110, and then 60. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that square and then sit it on top of the. I'm totally sure that very much fits inside that. So yeah, I'll be back in 2 seconds. This is going to be, I don't know if I can be bothered editing this. This might not necessarily be edited in correct order, whether I can be bothered doing that or not. So I'll see you I'll just pause this. Hey, so now have metal plate. I'm not even going to bother doing in for that. I think it'll just look cool, just like polished aluminium. So that's pretty much fitting definitely in below that. There's enough room in the corners for screws. So now I'm just going to take this to bits. Oh, let's see if it fits if it's going to work on the guitar. You know, just saying it's like concerned a little bit about where there's. I was kind of wanting a bit back, is that? It's kind of on the cusp, but to be honest, this bends, so I can maybe bend it round. I'd kind of rather it was sort of there. Yeah, obviously I don't want it to. I want it to be in line with the bridge so it looks right. Mind you, do you put it in line with the strings, or do you put it in line with the bridge? You put it central on the bridge, don't you? There was obviously I had thoughts of somehow incorporating over that, but I kind of like the idea of it being sort of separate. But it's going to work. Your arm never. I'm just checking to make sure your arm's never going to get caught on it. But it's quite thin. So basically what I can do is once I put it on that screw, whatever the screw goes in the corner, even if I did put it over the edge, it would just bend over it and that'd be fine. Yep, so there we go, that's that. So let's take the pedal to bits and see what's inside it. The only one I've taken to bits so far has been the pink fuzz, which has no name. So far, that's my favourite one of all these wee cheapy pedals. Although Rat Pedal is the pedal I use most, so I did do a wee bit of a test with this. I think it should be fine. Again, it's one of those things like, why would you not want a Rat Pedal in it? I'm going to be a bit less destructive with this one, I think. Though I'm not going to bother cutting off these. I'm just going to dig a bigger hole. I don't know. I don't know how much room there's going to be for a battery. Not very much is probably the answer to that. 12 cans of liquid death for £1. Pretty sure drinking water's good for you. No, it's not really this one I want to take to bits. It's more the other fuzz, because that fuzz, I was under the impression that, like, see the original fuzz faces and stuff, there wasn't really very many components. You know, sort of 10, 15 components or something. Very, incredibly simple circuits. But that wee pink one there's an awful lot in it. It's got an awful lot of caps and chips and blips and blops, and I don't even know what any of the things are called. But there's a lot of them. Interesting, this one came with the white plastic washer on it. So this is one type of pedal. The other type of pedal is the sort of folded metal cover. So yeah, this is like a sort of a cast enclosure. This is 2 halves. So this is like just a bent piece of metal going over the top. There it is there actually. There, this is the fuzz pedal I like. So this one is just like a bent piece of metal going over the top. Possibilities of just, cutting that out and sticking that to the top of the guitar. I haven't really thought about that. Just got to take out these things, but again, it's like noticing how handy that is, having the extra, to having a tone control and having a cheesy extra sound is something that I think if you've got your pedal in your guitar, that's when you don't need the one knob fuzz. No, you want knobs I can get at. I don't need to bend down to get at it. I'll just give me all the knobs. This one might not be as easy to take to bits as the other one. It's kind of one of the points you're just sitting there going, do I make it interchangeable? You don't want to destroy the pedal. To be honest, they're so cheap. If you're, I don't think I think you're doing very well if you can get any of these for less than a tenner. But I mean, you can get them for just shy of that. Oh, that's separate in this one. That's quite interesting. Look, oh, that's a wee bit different from the other one. Right. So there we go. So there's not a hell of a lot in this. You know what I mean? I'm being dead technical here. Looking at it, where's that? Have I got something that's good for pointing? It's not metal that'll damage it. It's quite a small bit of cocktail stick. But so there we've got a couple of things. These are all just resistors. There's a chip. This is a Rat pedal. I can't remember what that chip's called. And these are just the thing I'm thinking is I could definitely just take that switch out. I'm just thinking if I could get like a knob on it that's screwed on, that one won't. Maybe there might be enough room for me to get that knob in. Yeah, so what I'm basically going to do is take this bit and then just put it in the middle of that and drill out those holes. That's really that stage, and then that basically gets me that attached to that. There's my pedal, and then I'll just freaking drill a big hole. There's definitely enough room there to not. Oh, this one, that's interesting as well. See the sockets on this one, they're flush. These, oh look, that's because these go in the way, where I see on the other pedal, the other type, this one here, you can see there that the socket comes out and it's a washer that goes on. You know what I mean? So this one's actually takes up more room because I had to. The widest bit of the pedal is this bit, so I probably don't need to make that quite as big. I can probably take a bit off it and get away with it. You know, I don't need to now that I see it. So I might strim a little bit off it. That might just be a little bit too big. Can I be bothered? Is it going to look funny having all the knobs in the middle? Do you know what I mean? Is it going to be like pure in a big container? I might take another bit off that. Well, no, hold on. Is there enough? Am I going to have enough room for a battery in this in any way? There is if I put that at the bottom. Put the battery there. There. That'd be pretty cool. I'll put it at the top. That could be pretty close to the edge. Alright. Oh, decisions. This was meant to be dead quick. I was meant to just go bish bash bosh, but now I'm sitting there going, oh, is it better having the pedal bit, having the battery bit there? Do you know what I mean? And then the pitch of the battery bit there, or the battery bit there, or is there actually going to be enough room inside the guitar to take the battery, no problem? Because this doesn't actually go the whole way down. There's not going to be enough room to take. There. I'm going to see what happens. I'm not really that worried about the battery. I'll just dig a hole for it. I mean, even actually on this one, oh, this is great. I can actually just take the bits off this pedal. You know what I mean? There, I can just take that off. But I mean, I can actually get at these sockets on this pedal. On this one, this has got two PCBs on it, one on top of the other. So you have to separate the two PCBs, which I wasn't willing to do, but it was only a tenner pedal. Whereas this one, these are just welded straight on. I can just disconnect. I can take these two sockets off. That'll make it even smaller, so it'll definitely take a battery. So I can maybe make this a little bit smaller now that I'm thinking about it, because I don't need that. The battery's definitely fitting where these are. Yeah. I might go. I think I'm trying to trim this down a little bit. I think that's maybe just gone a little bit extreme. But maybe take it down to 50. Take 10mm off it. That wasn't. I've left the steel roll through next door, haven't I? At least get a measurement on them. At least it's only water I spilt on the floor. No, basically like that. I mean, I'm now sitting here. I take it I can't. very nearly just use one of them. That's pretty cool. I take it I can't use one of them because these are only £1. I'm just thinking of a vet. What about that for an idea? Just that. I mean, obviously the metal's probably a bit clearer, but just basically that exact size is almost to the letter the exact size you want for that. I'm just going to do that. I'm now sitting there wondering if I should be trying to route out the top a bit better, but I mean, no, this is the first one. I'll just do it big. I'll make it so there's more space. You know, I'll get this down to a system. I do quite like the idea of that being a way of getting rid of some of these old Encores and stuff like that, because it does make them awful cool. Put a humbucker in it, put a rat pedal in it. I'm just thinking it might have the same effect as having the fuzz pedal in the bass, where you can be actually playing it and then adjusting your sound, which is not something I can't be bothered going over there and adjusting it. But when you've actually got it on the guitar, it means you can hit a big chord. Da-da, see in the next bit, which I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I'm just recording it anyway. Cut and bass plate. Hot. I don't want to spend too much time doing this. I just want it to be quite a flung together thing. But ideally, I don't want to get slivers of metal stuck in and blow my skin when I'm using it. So. Tone. Right, so now I've cut the plate, whatever it is. It's much smaller than it was before. So if I cut, that's the hole, because the pedal fits in that hole with the pedal. Yeah. The pedal obviously fits on that, so there's the size of the hole I need to route. So if I just put that, I'm going to, obviously the centre of the block of the strings is there, but I'm going to put it in centre with the whole bridge, because I think it'll just look right. And I'm just basically going to balance it there, and then I'm going to score on it. What I'm going to drill it. Just put it halfway between. Yeah, you can't see it, but it's more important to get this right now. It'd be much easier doing this with a different body, but this one already has got bad damage here, which I just basically spray painted black, so I'm not really that bothered about it. And obviously taking it to bits, I'm wondering, can I just put that in the corner, do you reckon? I just put one hole there, and do the rest with the jigsaw. That's it, because then I'm just going to sit. I'm going to have to make that a bit squarer. It's not square enough, and I'll just sit like that. Booyah, and then there's your fuzz pedal, just like that. And I reckon if there's not enough room for the battery, I'll desolder these two sockets, and then the battery will fit in there. Actually, I need to go to the shop and buy a battery, because I don't have one. I'll have to steal it out of that one. And that'll go in there, and then I'll just put some sort of hatch on the back, possibly even just made out of. That'll look pretty good. See, I've got lots of these plates in the back. I'll just get another one, cut it to length, and then just sit it there, and it'll just sit in line, and it'll just be for the battery. I'll maybe even leave, the bit with a hole so you can see that it's the battery. Okay, I'm going to go and drill some holes. Right, so I'm just going to drill holes with this drill bit. 4 right through the guitar, and then I was going to try and, there's not any point in using Forsters and stuff like that as well, so just as long as I can get, as long as that's wide enough to get the jigsaw bit through, which I'm thinking it will be. So it goes all the way through. Okay. Right. One. No. Try and get it right before that bit. This one again, right in the corner. That's a reasonably pleasant smell. Okay, so as I say, I'm just drilling the holes right through the whole guitar. Oh, okay. I might need to do a little bit of sticking some of that back on again, or perhaps this plastic cover that I'm going to be putting on will cover up those holes. That'll be fine. Right. Oh shit. I know where the jigsaw is. I don't know where I've got a bit. I might have to pause the video unless I can find very quickly find this a wood bit. Wood bit. I'm sure I saw one line about it over here. Yep, rusty and bristle. Thanks. So this very small piece of metal I'm using as a cover might not be enough. I might just use have to use a big piece because I make such a mess of this. The thing is, I want this done today, so hopefully get this video, the first bit of all this bit, put it together in, and then run this. So really what I want to do is draw a straight line. Nope, wasn't that, but where's the bit that I drew in? Hold on. I'll put this on to cover those 4 holes. It should probably pretty much be very something like that. Not that it needs to be particularly accurate. You might know you'd have chipped that, but that's what you get for being a bit too little. Right. Next thing I've got to wonder about is whether it actually fits through the hole or not. It does.